Hello everyone, hola a todos, welcome back to the Spanish classroom. My name is Roger and I am the Spanish teacher. Today in grammar, let's talk about verbos, verbos. So let's go through to see if you understand what is a verb. ¿Qué es un verbo? So, un verbo, what it is a verb? Verbos, let me disappear a little bit. Let's read it. A verb is a word that in syntax convey an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. In the usual description of English, the basic form with or without the particle to is the infinitive. In many languages, verbs are inflected to encode tense, aspect, mood, and voice. What does that mean? Well, you just hear what does that mean. But now, as I told you early, in Spanish, we are a flexible language. That means the verb, depending of the timing, right? The word, we have the word in infinitive, and depending of the mood, the timing, and the person, let's say yo, tú, él, I, he or she, the word, it may change also, right? We have many verbs, regular verbs, irregular verbs that are very, very, how do you say? Oh, the most hard to understand. But slowly, I can bring you through and I will explain you everything to know about verbs. But let's start with the basics. So now, you know what is a verb, right? So a verb usually is used with the pronoun. The pronoun, right, is it will give you the needed change of the word, right? The pronouns is one of the main roots why the verb from infinitive, when you conjugate the verb, it will change. That's why it is a flexible language. For example, pronoun or pronombre más verbo. So remember, a verb indicate always an action. Eating, jumping, talking, right? So in Spanish, let's use bailar, tense, to dance. So bailar, the verb bailar, here is in, the verb is in infinitive, right? That means it's not conjugate, it's not depend of the person. Now, if you use the person, we give you some example. El verb bailar, so the word from infinitive, bailar, it change. It say, yo bailo, tú bailas, él o ella baila, usted baila. Again, so we use the first person, I, yo, the second, tú, you, the third one, he or she, y usted. Usted also it fall into the second person, right? Just as I told you earlier in one of the videos, usted is referred to you, but in a more polite way. We use mostly in South American countries, North American also, we use usted to call someone in a respectful way for those who are elders or no, or you may know the person just now. But if you may know the person just now and the person is dancing, you can tell tú. You don't need to say usted. So again, pronoun, pronombre plus verb, right? The verb change. So when the verb is in infinitive, bailar, when we use the pronouns, los pronombres, the word change. So, but if you notice here, we do have bailo, yo bailo, tú bailas, él baila, ella baila, usted baila. So, have you noticed? There is a root, we call it la B, la A, la I, la L. Yo bail, tú bail, él bail, ella bail, usted baila, right? So, this verb, we will call it a regular verb. Why a regular verb? Because the root of the word is the same. It will change only the end of the word. The first one change for O, the second one AS, the third one, and the fourth one AN, right? So these one are the three first person: yo, tú, él, ella, I, you, he or she. And then we do have in the other three person, but in plural. Also, we split like this. We use it in plural. Nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos. So, nosotros bailamos. Vosotros bailáis. Ustedes bailan. Ellos bailan. So, it is I, you, he, she, we, you in plural, they. Right? Nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos. If you go through the videos to the past videos, I have done already an introduction about the pronouns, los pronombres. So you can practice and you can use them. But now we are working out in the very basic example in pronombres and verbos, pronouns and verbs. Singular, yo bailo, tú bailas, él baila, ella baila, usted baila. Nosotros bailamos, vosotros bailáis, ustedes bailan, ellos bailan. If you notice again, here el vosotros bailáis, if you listen someone talking in that way, for sure they are from Spain. They are not from Latin America or Central America or North America, right? Mostly people from Spain, they use vosotros, the plural you. In Latin America, they use ustedes as plural in you. Vosotros, ustedes. Yo bailo, tú bailas, él baila, ella baila, usted baila, nosotros bailamos, vosotros bailáis, ustedes bailan, ellos bailan. Right? So the verb first is in infinitive, and then when you conjugate to them according to the person, since it's a flexible language, it will change the name of the word. It will require practice, memory, and practice and memory, right? You are not going to learn all the conjugation of the verbs, but you can notice, you will know them mostly if they are regular verbs, because the base, the root of the word bail is all the same, just the end of the word, right? It changed a little bit. You remove the AR, the AR, and you just place it in the first one with the O, with the AS, and so forth. Muy bien, let's continue. Verbos and infinitivo. So the first one were mostly the verbos. When the verbs are in infinitive, you will notice, though, as I told you, so a verb is an action. Is a word that I show you that the person who do the action, right, need to be conjugate. So, but you will find the word always, or the verb always in infinitive. I mean, or is the main point, is the root of the word in infinitive. Ir. So most of the verb finish with r. For example, caminar, or finish with comer, or finish with ir, dormir. So those verbs are in infinitive. They do nothing, don't say nothing. It's just the name of the verb. Caminar, comer, dormir. Now, so since as I told you earlier, the Spanish language is a flexible language, keep in mind, it will change the verb, even the verb finishing ir. The depending depend of the time, right? The past tense, present tense, future tense, and the person, I, you, he or she, yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, it will change, it will mute. For example, finish with R, caminar is walk. Now, let's take the pronoun yo camino. So it muted, it changed the I, the AR, for the O, yo camino. Tú camina, usted camina. I, you. Remember again, usted is because it's widely used in Latin American countries. Tú also, you can say tú caminas. But if you notice, the point here is because we are using the verb that finish with the R, caminar, an example, but this in infinitive. But when you use it with the pronoun yo, or el pronombre yo, yo camino, tú caminas, o usted camina. I should say yo, but the proper way is yo, right? If you listen to someone saying yo, it's from Uruguay or maybe from Argentina. So again, let's use now ar, caminar, walk. Él camina, ella camina. So we use it with the third person. Él camina, ella camina. So the first one, the first person was I, the second was you, the third person is él o ella, he or she. Él camina, ella camina. So he walk or she walk. Él camina, ella camina. Again. And then we use it the plural. Nosotros caminamos. Vosotros camináis. Ustedes caminan. So again, we are going through slowly the verbs that finish with R. When finish with R, for example, caminar, the verb is in infinitive. On the first person, on the singular, we use I, you, he or she, second and third person, but in plural, as you notice here, it will sound different. Nosotros caminamos, vosotros camináis, ustedes caminan. Now, again, caminar is a regular verb because if you notice the rules, camina, camin, not camin. Caminamos, right? This is in plural. This is in singular. He or she, él camina. And he or she, él camina again. And we use with the first person, yo camino, tú caminas. If you notice, the root of the verb is yo camino, tú caminas, usted camina. So the root keep the same. It just changed the end of the word. So for this kind of grammar, you can notice that the verb is a regular verb. Él camina again, ella camina, in singular, and now in plural, nosotros caminamos, vosotros camináis. Ellos caminan is the last one. Ellos, they caminan, right? The root of the word is still the same. Cami or camin. No, Camino. All right. Let's continue. So now, let's do, for example, a simple sentence. El perro ladra. Here again, to show you. So, we talked previously about the artículo, the article. El sustantivo, the noun, plus the verb. So, using these three words, you create a small sentence or a simple sentence. You can tell, el perro ladra. The dog barks. La perra ladra. Right? La perra ladra. El perro ladra. So notice that using the articles already. El perro, male article. La perra, female article. El avión, el male article. Right? So you use the noun or el sustantivo and the verb vuela. But now, ladra, ladra, vuela, those verbs are already conjugated, right? Because you're talking about the sustantivo or the dogs or the aeroplane. Those already give the condition to change the verb. The verb actually, the verb in infinitive, for example, ladra is ladrar, finish with AR. Vuela, the verb in infinitive is ladrar, or you try to find it, you can't find it. Volar. So, but when we use it on the third person, the aeroplane, right? The aeroplane is like it. It, not the ET. The aeroplane flies. Right? The word vuela, which in infinitive is volar, is already conjugated. So we call vuela. El avión vuela. Simple. Simple sentence, but is already done with artículo, sustantivo y verbo. Another one, in plural, we do have las abejas vuelan, right? Again, we use el artículo plural, the plural article. Bees, las abejas vuelan, vuelan. So the verb volar, the verb fly, is already conjugated in plural. It's like they. So, el perro ladra, la perra ladra, el avión vuela, las abejas vuelan. Right? I hope this was helpful to let you know how we use a small sentence, how we can create a small sentence with the article, with the sustantivo, with the verb, or with the noun. Artículo, sustantivo y verbo. Article, noun, and verb. I will see you on the next lesson. Until then, adiós. Chao, chao. Nos vemos.